Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick demo on what to do when you first get your makeup. So typically my clients purchased one of our compacts, either the smaller one or the double decker here. And what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take our makeup out of the tins. And I usually like to organize it by your brightening shade here, your main highlight shade, which is the main foundation, your lip and cheek, and then your contour color. And these are magnetic tins, so they fit in here really nicely and they stay in. You don't have to worry about anything falling out. And from there, we have our brushes. Most of you probably will have gotten either the blush and bronze brush or the detail brush. This one's the one that has the nice edge for the contour and then the little tiny end for either the nose contour or the under eye. And then this one here is what I love to use whenever I'm putting the blush on or the bronzer to blend everything in. So after we have our compact set up and we've got our brushes, first we're gonna go ahead and go in and put the makeup on. So I like to start with my main foundation color, and I'm just gonna tap it in really lightly here, getting just a little bit of color on the brush. I like to start at the bottom here, just kind of tapping, working it in. Going all along the bottom half of the face. And you can see how everything's kind of starting to blend together. Just gonna do a little bit around the nose, and I'm gonna go up into the forehead and just really lightly tapping motions here. We don't want to be applying too much product. Okay, I'm just going with a light application today. So I've got my main shade on now. I'm gonna move down here to the brightening shade. And I do like to use the little end for underneath the eyes because I like really light coverage under there. So I tapped it in here, and I like to do the little upside down triangle, bringing the color around the eye and down towards the center of the face to kind of keep the brightness in the front here. That's why the little brush is so nice, because you can just get in those little fine areas. I'm gonna bring the color in and around my eye some too, just to even all that out. See how it's brightening everything up? And I'm just going with a really light touch. I'm gonna go down the center of my nose here just to brighten that up. A little bit in here. We like to keep the brightness in the center of the face to really start getting that 3D look going on. Okay, so I've got my main highlight shade on. I've got my brightening highlight shade. Now I'm gonna go ahead in with a contour. This one here is my contouring shade, and I like to tap it really lightly on one end of the brush. Just tap, tap, tap here. And then I go right up underneath the cheekbone. Just press that product in. It's gonna look kind of bright at first, or kind of bold at first rather, on both sides. Once you get some color on there, you can go ahead and start blending up. And this is really gonna start carving out the face. Done the cheeks, now I'm gonna go up into the forehead, just still tapping in really lightly here. Bring some dimension to the forehead. Gonna add a little bit more there. And then I'm also gonna go back in with my tiny end of the brush and just tap a little bit on there. Contour the nose a little bit, leaving the brighter shade in the middle. Okay, once I've done that, I'm also gonna do just a little bit on my jawline. And I'm gonna go back in with my blush and bronze, and I'm gonna use the fluffy end to blend everything out. This brush is really soft, so it helps to blend everything but not take off too much product. All right, see how that's warming everything up? Now I'm gonna go in with my lip and cheek color. This one's called Frenchie. Just tapping it in really lightly. Same brush, the blush and bronze. Just right on the apples of my cheeks here. Love this color, especially with spring coming up. A little bit on the lips. And I like to just pat a little bit of this color on with my finger so that I don't get too much. Okay, so that right there is our basic hack. We've got the brightening shade under our eyes and down the center of the face. We've got our main highlight in the bottom half of the face and then around the center also. Then we've got our contour color in the cheekbones, around the top of the face, my nose, and my jawline, and then a little pop of the lip and cheek color Frenchie here. So I'm going to show you a couple accessory things that you can do as well. If you've purchased an illuminator, we can go ahead and just tap right in with our finger and just bring a little bit of that illuminator shimmer right on top of the cheekbone. So that's a nice area to add some of that shimmer. And then some of my other friends like to use a little bit of the illuminator up along the brow bone and a little bit right in on the lip there, just to give the lips that 3D color also. And another trick you can use too to warm everything up for the spring and summertime is using the bronzer. So I'm going to use the fluffy end of the brush here for the bronzer, just kind of tapping in really lightly. And I'm going to go in that 3-shaped motion starting at the top, just kind of warming everything up. I'm going to do a little bit of my neck here. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of the illuminator on, we've got a little bit of bronzer on, and I'm going to show you, let's see here, what do I want to do next? Maybe just a little bit of the shadow in case you've bought shadows. This is Cupcake, which is one of my favorite shadows to use all over. We're just going to take the eyeshadow brush here. It's got the fluffy end and then the little more detailed end on the other side. Just going to roll it in here and apply a little bit of that all over the lid to brighten everything up in that windshield wiper shape motion. And then another one of my favorites here is the color Pup. It's a really nice warm neutral. So I'm gonna take the fluffy end again, just tapping it in, windshield wiper motion right over the whole part of the eye here, and it's just gonna warm everything up. And then I'm gonna go in with some Sabrina and just brighten up the corners of my eyes. I'm gonna use the fine end of the brush for that. Just a little bit here. I've already got a little bit of mascara and eyeliner on, so I'm not gonna show you that. But I think what I will do next is show you how I fill my brows in. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use my contour color to fill my brows in, and then I have the line brush, which has the little slanted end on it. This one's perfect for doing brows. So you can just tap the edge in here, and I like to just get a little bit of the excess color off on my hand here, and I'm gonna do my brows in the mirror. Just putting that edge right on the edge of your brows and working it over. Filling in only where necessary. My eyebrows are really light, so I don't need much. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other end of the brush here and just kind of blend that all in. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to show you how I like to set our makeup. First, we use the setting spray and the Perfector sponge here, so I'm just going to wet this with that. And from there, I'm just going to tap it in and press that makeup in. Cream makeup does need to be set. And whenever you use the Perfector sponge, it just kind of makes all the makeup melt into the skin and really become one with the skin, so it doesn't look like it's setting on top of your face. Okay, once I've set everything with the setting spray, I like to use a little bit of the Vanilla Dust powder because I have an oily T-zone, so I'm gonna set that in. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take the same brush that I used before. We do have a powder brush, but I'm just gonna use this one since I have it. So this is the Vanilla Dust setting powder. Just gonna tap it in here, and then I'm gonna press that color in underneath the eyes where I really want it to stay. And then a little bit in the T-zone where I tend to get oily. A little bit on my chin. And that's that. If you've ordered off of me and you have any other questions, please reach out, let me know. I hope this video helped, and I'll talk to you soon.